All right, got uh, hi everybody. I'm gonna put my words and my stuff in there tonight. You guys are gonna be itching to get me off this video so you can go and try this card, but you got to watch me make the whole card so that you can go make it. So I guess you're stuck with me. So let me what I got going here. And so I got sidetracked chatting, talking, and oh, I think that's the photo from my, I had two photos from my Canva up on my screen, but it looks like I got the one for this card. So you guys, I found this fun fold. I'm gonna call it a fun fold. It was a very irritating fold, but I found it today on I don't know where I saw it. I think I found it on Pinterest. And you know, you like it, you got to find the person, and hopefully the pin is pinned to the particular card you're looking at. That's when you click on it, it takes you like to their blog and stuff. Well, anyway, I went and found this card. Hey mom, hey Dawn, Christy's on. Hi girls. Can you see me, hear me? Just let me know if you're seeing me and you're hearing me okay. So anyway, let me get back to what I was telling you. I found this card, and the lady, they're both from the UK, it sounds like, and you know, their cards are different than ours. The card was 5x7. So I went to the gal that she said she got the information from, and she made it 5x7. So I've spent pretty much the whole day from about 9 o'clock trying to recreate this card in our size so that we could just stick it in an envelope. I don't like when you guys have to make an envelope or buy specialized envelopes, things like that. So I have been cutting down my measurements, and now I got a prototype card, and then I'm going to shake it up a little bit with some different colors and show you guys. But starting tomorrow, I'll get my little housekeeping goodies out. Starting tomorrow, the 6th, you will get to see the online exclusives that we've been teased about. Demonstrators could order a couple things ahead of time, but I am interested in the truck. There's a truck punch, and so I'm interested to see the stamp set that goes with it. And also, let me tell you that stuff's going to probably go fast again. So other than getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning, if there's something, they're doing a clearance rack refresh. So if there's something that you are going to want to see if it's on there, don't hesitate to order if there's something that you find to get. So you can get that tomorrow, the clearance rack refresh. Did I just say that right? Clearance rack refresh. That'll be on. The online exclusives are on. And tomorrow also starts the every $50 in product that you buy, you'll get a coupon code emailed to you. And then you can use that coupon code in August, through the month of August, on any order. You can put in 4 $50 orders this month and get 4 codes. You can put in 1 $200 order and get 4 codes. There's no rhyme or reason to how you can earn them. Just every $50, you can earn another one, and there's no limit to how many you can earn. And then next month, you just redeem them on an order. And where I always have you put the host code in, on the upper right, if you're on your computer, like you pick me, you put my host code in. I think there's also a spot there that you can put in this code that they'll give you. I think that's where it's going to go. And you can use all your codes right down to get your order to 0. And hopefully you've got more codes than that, so you can just add more stuff. I think that was it. I put all that in my newsletter yesterday. You can sign up for that at greenthumbstampers.com. And if you're on your phone, it's probably on the little hamburger menu drop down to get my newsletter. And otherwise, if you're on your computer, it's on the right-hand side, or there's a tab that you can click on. But anyway, sign up for my newsletter. That's where I show you everything that I've worked on since we were here on like tonight on my Wednesday live. And you'll get the access to my tutorials. Sometimes I haven't been really doing them and the cards seem simple enough to me. I haven't really been doing a tutorial, but I did one for last week's card. I'm also going to try and do a no frills tutorial video of just how to put that card from last week together. And in my no frills tutorials, I don't really decorate them. So that's just a lot of extra stuff there. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Yes, the codes are worth $5. And I think that's it. So this card is going to be long and drawn out. I've done a lot again ahead of time, and I'm going to try and go slow so that it comes together correctly for me. And then probably I'll do a no frills tutorial just so that you could see all the way it all goes together for this one as well. And I'm going to show you my prototype, and then the card that I'm going to make. I am using different paper because I thought that I would try and do it for our So Refreshing Stamp of the Month class. And I wanted to make sure I had enough paper, but we can always shake it up because it doesn't really matter. And with that, let me go down on my desktop. Hi, Judy. Thanks for joining us. I better keep my cutter out. I don't believe I'm going to need it, but you just never know. So you should be seeing my desktop. Now I zoomed in a little bit again to try and get you close. It doesn't give me a whole lot of room to stamp on. So hopefully I'm not in too close. So here's the card we're going to make. It folds flat like this to mail. You just stick it in the envelope. Like I said, hers was 5 by 7, and so I cut mine down to our 5.5 by 4 1/4, and then it will pop up or out, and it will sit like this on the person's desk or wherever they're gonna put it, on the table, the counter. So I don't know if that gives a very good look. You can't really get the full effect like that, but it's way cooler in person because you can see it all. But because this is my version, my dimensions. Oh, let me tell you, the lady the lady's name was Jan that I first originally saw, and she used the information from Iced Images. And the lady named it a suspended book fold. So that's what she's calling it. And this little doohickey here on the side, I couldn't figure out her dimensions, how it would calculate into mine. So I kind of guessed, and I'm thinking I might have wanted to make them a little bit smaller, but they work. The whole card works, and I'm pretty proud of the fact that I was able to measure and remeasure and measure again to get this done for you guys. So I'm going to have to set it way off out of the camera because I think I'm zoomed in too far to get that in my corner and my card stuff. So if I'm zoomed in too far, I will try and zoom out without making a big old problem. So I do use, like, this paper is called that Simply Marbelous paper. It is retired. This one was from a Hostess pack. It is retired, but any papers that you have would work. I just thought pink lemonade and looked for some pink paper, and this is the paper that I found. So I decided then to shake it up into these colors. And I did a whole lot ahead of time. So we're going to use the So Refreshing stamp set. I'm going to use the pitcher, the cup, the filler pieces. I'm going to use the lemon slice there. And I believe that's all that I use. I used the die for the blanket piece or the tablecloth. This picture die, this picture die this week that cuts out the one after we stamp it. These are for the lemons. I just have my 1/2-inch circle punch that I used. And I do believe it's kind of off kilter a little bit, and this would actually, punch it out completely correctly. But my thing worked. I didn't want to have to get my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine out just to do these after I decided they were an afterthought. And as I said, I'm going to set that. Okay, I'm going to need that. I got to set that where I can get it. I'm not going to cut anything. I already cut everything out, but we would use the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. As I said, I used the Simply Marbelous paper, and I am going to use it again on this piece, just right here behind the picture. And my blanket and my back paper are going to come from this retired Hostess pack that we had a while ago called, I think it was a Hostess Design a Daydream. Yes, it was a Hostess pack. And you see all this paper I still got left in this Hostess pack. So I knew it had pinks, and so I pulled it out. So like I said, this one is really shaking it up with the different colors that I used. And I'll give you a half a second if you want to also maybe grab a paper and pencil to write my directions or my measurements down. The directions will come kind of like, I'm going to call it no-brainer. They'll come real easy. It'll be all your cuts and stuff that you need to get. So I'm going to start with a 5.5 by 4 1/4 base. Oh, the first gal that I actually found the card, she used the whole piece of paper and then folded it in half like a card. So hers did all this pop-up stuff, but it also had the back of the card, so it opened up and stood there. I'm using just a plain base, and then I have a white panel that, if I remember at the end, I'll stamp on and glue this on the back. So you know me, I'll probably end up using it for a cutout, but I'm gonna stand it up there. So that I remember. Okay, so we're gonna start with this again, 5.5 by 4 1/4. Let me get my instructions just so it helps me remember. We need to build all of our pieces. So first things first, I do need my cutter. We're going to mark the center. So this is 5.5. So we need 2 3/4. And just make a little mark in there. Let's say far enough so that Oh, this is my silly pencil. It's not going to go all the way down, but just make a mark so that you know where the center is. And it's not helping me, so. You don't have to draw a line through the whole thing, but you will need to know where that is eventually. I'll leave that close by because I think I need it again. All right, now we're going to build the little mechanisms next that make this piece here, okay? And I layered all my stuff kind of, I'm going to say backwards. I went from the back of the card to the front, and now everything's in a pile upside down. So we need 2 pieces that measure 1.5 inches by 4.5 inches, 1.5 by 4.5. Let me move my base out of the way. We need 2. Then you can score these and score it 1 1/8, 2 1/4, and 3 3/8, or fold it in half and then fold those 2 halves again. So this is kind of like the mechanism that we made last week. Remember that like tube that we made that went like this and it held the card open? Last week it did that. That's kind of what we're doing here again. So I've scored those. So again, you'll score it at 1 1/8, 2 1/4, and 3 3/8. Let's fold those up. All right. And now we're going to I'm going to build these all the way. So hopefully I'm not jumping around too much. We need to put a designer series paper piece on, where'd my pencil go? Just so I've got a better. This panel on one side and these 2 panels on the other side. And I've layered all those up already. And I glued them together just so you didn't have to watch me glue all those. And the white is 1 inch by 1 3/8 inches. Let me put that in there. And then the other side is 7/8 inch by 1 1/4 inches. And I didn't make a prototype with these papers, so I'm crossing my fingers that they're going to turn out. It's going to look just as cute as the first one. So I'm going to go ahead and put my glue on. We need 1 panel on one side. And now I only left 1/8 of an inch. For some reason, you guys know that I'm really liking that. You got to be much more precise with your cutting to do 1/8 of an inch, but I did. And so you can leave 1/4 of an inch if you want. But my measurements that I'm telling you guys are on the 1/8. And then now we're going to put 2 pieces on the other side. Because these are the pieces that are actually going to be seen. And I'll show you in a second on my prototype so that you can see what I'm talking about. You guys, it was so hot today. But I must not lie. I only went out to the mailbox and that was it. I stayed inside otherwise. And I only went out to the mailbox because I thought I missed the mail and told Mike I had to run into town to take some swap cards and a birthday card to the mailbox. And he said, "You didn't miss the mail. I didn't hear him yet." So I ran out to the mailbox. And that was at like 10 o'clock this morning. And oh, geez, it was hot already. But you know me. And it was definitely hot outside because I have like winter sweatpants on and this thin sweatshirt. And so of course it was going to be hot outside. All right, now let me show you. We're doing two sides of this panel, and then one on the, oh, you can't see the inside, and one on the inside, because that's what can be seen on the card. You don't really see this panel here, so you don't need to put any paper on it. So now let's see. I think what I did, I'm going to go ahead and do, I'll glue them on first. My question here is, we got to build these sides on, but I'm going to put these on first. So we want that center line. We want it, this will be the inside that we're going to be able to see. So we want to put our glue on this piece and stick that, kind of, you know, center it and stick that up to the center line that we measured out and drew on there. And then do the same on the other side. Put some glue on there. I've only ever made this once, you guys, so hopefully. Doesn't look like I got this one close enough to the line. I put my line on there too faint, but we're calling it good. Okay. I'm going to glue those down. Oops, I glued that on the, glued the wrong side down. Guess I got a little longer than I thought on the glue, Dawn. Got lucky there. All right, so now I'm going to glue that down. You want a blank, then your pattern, then your blanks. All right, so now I'm going to do these sides over here. Okay, we've got, I'm using white as my color on top of my old olive. So we need two pieces at 1 5/8 by 4 1/8, and then a topper piece to that at 1 1/2 by 4. So I'm going to glue that on. All right, I'm not missing any chatter. It does not appear. You guys aren't very talkative to each other tonight. Probably you're watching super close to see how to put this baby together. Okay, then I'm going to glue it onto the card. Right up, and like I said, I left an 1/8 of an inch border. All right, I'm just gonna call that good. Then we'll do the same on the other side. Again, it's 1 5/8 by 4 1/8, and then 1 1/2 by 4. Now this paper, I'm leaving the flower side up. So we'll see. I thought that it might bring in a little bit of color and extra with the trying to tie in the pink. Oops, I didn't cut that one straight. So let's see, where's it wonky? Let's hide that under there. So we're going to glue this one on. And this is, you gotta make sure like we get it underneath that. So if you're leaving yours on the quarter, then be sure maybe and put these on first. So that you can make sure you get it underneath the, why is Patty calling me? Oh, Patty's calling me, guys, and she must have forgot it was Wednesday or she's got something going on. Oh, well, can't answer Patty. So now we're looking like this. And now we're going to take a piece to cover up the center and these two mechanism ends. And did I write on this one? Yes, this one is 2 by 4 1/8 and 1 7/8 by 4. So I'm gonna glue those two together. Down there. So that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to glue that straight onto the card base. Right there. See how that's coming together? It's really easy once it I got all of my measurements taken care of. So now on top of these mechanisms, we need to put this piece that's gonna like pop up. So the lady, Iced Images, she had two ways. So let's see, we can either score that or just fold this last piece in half. So let me show you. So she puts this on and you can stop. In her one picture, she had, we'll put our paper on here. Then she had a butterfly that was just, the center of the butterfly was here. And she had popped up the wings so that when this popped out and that folded, the butterfly folded with it. Then, of course, we can't stop there. So she went one step further and put this piece of window sheet or acetate on there to pop out even more. So I don't know if you could see that very well, but this acetate sheet pops out off from this pop out. And so I thought, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it all the way. So I did. I went all the way with it. And so we've got the acetate sheet. Unfortunately, I forgot to notice where she put the acetate sheet. So when we get there, I'm going to do it like I did on my sample, but I'll show you and you can do it however you want. But we've got a 3.5 by 4 1/4 inch piece now that's going to go on the top. I'm going to go ahead and decorate that. And this is where I've got, you need 2 sets again. I've got my white at 1 5/8 by 4 1/8. And then I've got my marbled piece at 1 1/2 by 4. Maybe I think I'm going to use this side because it might not be quite as pink. I think now that I see this here, I should have used the pink design that went with that paper. This might be a little too pink, but we're going with it. So then we're going to glue these 2 pieces on here. And I think she tucked her acetate under, like this layer. Let me glue those on. Let me glue those together. Hang on. Let me glue it. It'll be easier to demonstrate when it's not all loose. Move that over a smidge. Okay. So I believe she puts some, oh, I did not bring my tear and tape. Got some in the drawer. I don't think it's strong enough to hold that. I'm going to have to hop over and pick it up. Hold on, guys. So she put her tape on the back side of the acetate. And then I believe she stuck it under this layer. And then it popped up. But I stuck it to the back. So I think I'm going to do that again. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. And I'm only doing it this way again because I did it this way the first time. And I know that the measurement, I've already cut it to this measurement. I'm not sure to put it under this, I would probably need it a little bit shorter than what I've already cut it to. And as a matter of fact, I got to cut it anyway because I cut it a little bit longer than what I needed. All right. So now we have this piece with our paper on it. And I'm going to put our acetate on next. And I believe because of, I need to cut this off just a smidge, just because I want it to fit under that flap a little bit better. So this piece was 5.5. And then I scored it at 1.5. Sorry, I scored it at 1 inch in from each end. But let me tell you what once, because I cut those off. So I believe it was 5, if 4.5 should work with a 1/2 inch. Because you're not going to stick it the where I'm sticking it. You could leave it at 5.5, but let me tell you what I cut. So it's about 4 3/4, but that's just guessing because I didn't. Let me put that. Let me put it at 1. Yeah. Because you want to have a little bit of extra so that it can fold up. And I think and then I just, like I said, I'm gluing it right to the back of this piece, but you can glue it underneath. The panel if you so choose. So now I'm gonna glue that one down. I might have mismeasured, but I know it started out at 5.5. And then I cut down from there. So now we're going to glue it down to the card. And we're going to put some glue on this mechanism piece. Kind of fold our card up in half. Measure it on the up and down so you got it in the right spot. And then just stick it down. Let that glue dry. And then now do the same on the other side. And give it a quick hot second to dry. And then now, can you see that bowed out piece there? And our fold up piece. And our little mechanisms on the side. Gotta help them dry and stick a little better. Okay, that one looks pretty good. So then as it stands up, you know, you can kind of push it wherever, and then this will bow out. Should be able to see all that. Okay. I'm looking at the comments. I'm seeing, how do you like that glue tonight? Yes, this glue, I'm using the glitter glue on this, and it's holding nicely, if that's what you're asking me. And I'm definitely, this card, I used the green glue. This one, Stampin' Up green glue. It's holding nicely, but I wanted to use the glitter glue because you guys know the green glue is a little bit sticky, and I figured I'd be wearing it and really have a mess going on. So I did switch because I haven't opened it all up yet. This is still the one Dawn gave me, and I'm getting down, and I bought a little refill somewhere. Oh, it's Scrapaloo, and I just haven't cracked into it yet. So let me keep going. What's the width of the acetate? Sorry, I got it at 2, but you can do it. Let me just verify. It might be 1. I was changing that up. I went 1 3/4 on this one. I didn't want it too thin, but I also didn't want it too thick because we are going to be building our blanket and stuff from the bottom up. So I wanted it to be a little taller, but I could use that. Makes it really cute. And the way my Stampin' Cut Emboss plates are all marred up, that made a cool looking pattern on there, but it's the wrong color pink with this pink, because this I believe is petal pink, and I'm using this over here, I believe is Blushing Bride. So I used this pattern for the blanket. It might be a little too crazy, but that's what we got, guys. Like I said, I didn't plan this one out as much as I found some more paper with pink in it and tried to match everything up the best that I could. So I'm just gonna glue the blanket down to the acetate sheet. And then I didn't do the edges, and I did go out further on this one than I probably wanted to, because I don't really want this rounded. Let's see if I can take some of the adhesive off that little spot. I don't really want that to round with the pop out so much. And then we have, let me get my paper out of the way. We have some scrap paper to do all the stamping pieces. And I'm just going to show you kind of what I did. So I got the picture. And I used Memento Tuxedo Black. And I stamped off. And then I stamped again to get the gray, more muted color. I did the same with the cups, or the glasses, I guess they are. Two of those. And then I came in with the lemonade for the inside. And I dug out my Blushing Bride from my retired pile. And what I'm trying to do is line up this swooshy thing at the bottom in this bottom of the picture. And I don't know for sure if that's where it's supposed to line up or not, but that's where I'm shooting for. And we'll see with the camera in the way. Ooh, how bad I can do. We need to do it again to see if we can fill in some of that dotted stuff. So yes, that is not how you want to do that, but it works. And then we're going to fill in our drinks same way. I used the little lemon or orange or lime or whatever flavor you need it to be, grapefruit, and I just stamped a couple of those. And then I went with my ice cubes. There are little ice cubes in here, little tiny cubes. And I just tried to put some in my drinks. They're a little big for the drinks. And then put a few floating along the top of the actual lemonade container. And then I also used the lemon, lime, grapefruit, orange piece with the same pink and just put a few like sunken lemons in the bottom of the lemonade. And then, like I said, I got my 1/2-inch punch that I just came in and punched my lemons out with. Oh, there's thunder. I didn't hear it. Yes, we are supposed to get a big storm, I think, tonight, Dawn, because it's going to cool down to like 78 tomorrow. Did you guys acetate? It was 1 3/4, Christy. And then there's a die for the cups in the picture. I'm not going to cut those out for you guys, but then I have a very light Copic marker that I came in and just colored. I wanted the picture itself to kind of look like glass, I guess. I don't know what I wanted it to look like. I didn't want to use the stamp that's in the set. There is a stamp. Let me show you, because I didn't know what color to make it, but there's a stamp here. Let me get the pink out just to show you, but it will fill in the picture, top of the picture. And there's also a little tiny piece in here that I think fills in the top of the cup. I think it'll go up here. I did not use it. Might go up here, fill in the top of the glass. I need to see that in action to see its purpose. I don't know what you would use it for, to fill that in, but maybe it, I don't know. I'll have to play around with it, or you guys can show me when I see you next, if you've done something with that, what it looks like. So here's my picture with the ice cubes and the lemons in the bottom. And you could see this one, I used that marker I just had, the Copic C00, because my other one dried up. This one I used the C1 on, and it's a little bit darker, I think, than what I want. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue along the bottom of the picture and stand that up. I've got my two little lemons here, and I just took my scissors and cut up. And I need to put actual glue on this. Oh, I got a little tape on there. That was good. Got some glue on it. And I want to tuck the cup. Tuck the lemon on the cup like that. And then I just got one kind of down lower on the blanket. And then I did the same thing. See, like I said, if I use the die, I think this lemon's a little bit, it's not actually a circle. Okay, so then we'll cut up this lemon. Put a blob of glue on it. Close my little glue back up. And feed it onto our cup. And this one I don't really like how much white's on this side. Sorry, guys. Cut that off a little bit. And this one I'm going to just kind of put up a little higher and over to the right. And that's how it will look like from above. There's our card. And then I'm going to take my black again with the words, because we got two cups there. We've got time spent together is the sweetest. And probably the other card I used black because I had the black tablecloth thing down there. So this one we could pull in the Blackberry Bliss or something like that instead of the actual Memento black, but and then I just cut that out around the edge. A lot of times when you see people do this, they've embossed it, heat embossed it. I'm not going to do that, but you certainly could, and it would add a next level of coolness to your cool card. And I'm just going around. Cutting this out, trying to stay kind of even all the way around. As I say that and almost cut my letter in half. That way. Here. These are pretty much straight across. There. And because I moved that lemonade up, probably doesn't show up as good, but let me get my dimensionals for the back. I really like these teeny tiny ones. All right. So could have moved this piece down a little more, I guess, and then that would help your words fit in there. But I'll pull them way up to the top. And then we just hope that when it's open, no, it doesn't really show up. So, you know, need to move something down so that the words fit in there. But you get it. You see it. You see how it's supposed to look. And then we'll flip it over. We've got our sheet for the back. What do we want to put on the backs? Just some, oh, let's put another picture of lemonade on the back. Stamp off. You can't see me over there. Let's put that down here. I got to pull this down so I could see it a little better, I hope. Not sure why my ink pad's all extra bubbly right now. All right, there we go. We will leave it like that. Let's color in our picture just to give it that not quite so unfinished look. And you know, we could put a cup over here and all that good stuff with it. We're just going to glue it down. Stick it on the back so that you can write on it. I suggest you write on it before you stick it on the back because it does stick up. So there's the back. And here's the front again. And then pops out, stands up. Finagle our bendy pieces a little bit. And then maybe that sweetest part shows up a little better once, if you can get it to pop out a little more. But there you have it, guys. It's my card for today. Let's go. Okay, so I'm back to me. This card will be, Dawn, I don't remember if you're coming to class. If you are coming to class on the 16th for the projects, we will make this card at the class. So my computer has to switch it. So we'll make this card. So if you want to give it a try, you can wait until class, or you can do it at home too. But that's it, guys. So oops, I'm looking down at it. I'll hold it up, maybe get a different look at it, holding it up like that. So there you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully I'll be back again next Wednesday, and I will hope to have a Finally Friday for this coming week as well. So stay tuned. Have a great night, and I'll be back again next week. I think I forgot to tell you at the beginning, I'm Jill Blanchett with Green Thumb Stampers. Bye, everybody.